it represents a block. Block indicates where to start and where to stop, where to start and where to end. That means why these are mentioned in a block, because they are not default. If they are not default, then we have to tell them when to start and when to stop. Am I right? We need to give a start and stop. These are not default members. Na? If they are not default members, what we have to do? If they are not default members, you have to mention in a block. We have to say when to start and when to stop. If there is it is a default member automatically starts. If it automatically starts, you don't need a block. Even you give a block, it will show error. It will say that I am a default member. I don't need to tell, you don't need to tell where to start and stop, because it will start and stop automatically. That is how we need to configure the members. And we can have both members. That means you can import both default and so non-default members. You can import default and non-default members, but very important is, but the default member cannot be last. The default member cannot be last. So here we have to define this option. The default member cannot be last. So here we have to configure these options here. Importing, how we can configure and importing. So what is the meaning of that? That means you can import default, but first default members you have to import. After that, others. Right? So this is the process how you need to do. That means what you have to do syntactically, you need to keep an import. What is the member? Default member. After default member is imported, then you can put a comma and you can keep non-default members. So other member name you can configure from module name. That's how we do. Default members must be defined first. After that, you can configure the non-default members. You can define the non-default members. All the members can be separated with a comma. Inside the block also, if there are more than one member to import, you can just put a comma, right? So this is actually general JavaScript module system. Same here also we use the system, right? TypeScript uses similar module system. So let's see how it works now. First, we created only one contract. Huh? We created two contracts. One is I product, another one I category. They are in which which module? Product contract. Okay. Contract is ready. Let's go to templates. I will add a new file. Product template .ts. Here we will first we have to import those two. What we have to do? Import. I am writing here. What is that? One is I product contract, and from contracts products contract. Automatically the path is accessed here. Otherwise we have to manually write, nothing special there. So how to access // to come out of current directly? In that, which location we are having contracts? In contracts, which file? Product contract. We need to define that. Now there is a default member. We have to import the default member. Who is the default member? I category. Then I am defining here, comma, I category. So I am defining like this. It's not a level. Because default members cannot be last. They cannot be last, right? The default members can be defined here. We have to define I category, comma. So I category, comma, and you can define I product from contracts. That's how we define. Why this is not in a curly brace? Because it is default. If it is not default, you can directly put like this, I category. You can say I category here. But it is showing error because it is a default one. It is a default member. If it is a default member, you cannot define in a curly brace, in a block. You have to keep it outside and it should be first. That means I category, comma, and your contract. These rules are very important to follow. So you can import both default and non-default members, but default member cannot be last. They cannot be last, right? You have to first define them, after that others, right? Now we will create a template here. This is template. We are configuring the template here. So now let's configure the template. What is it? Yeah, let's import. So we have import. One is I category and another one is I product. I product contract. Okay. Now once we do this, export class. This is abstract class template. Na? We learned abstract class. What is it? Product template. This class can implement both contracts. That means it implements one is I category, another one is I product. You can implement multiple. So now what we have to do is, according to the contracts, we have to configure here. What is it? First one is public name. It is what type? String type. So string, it is empty. Okay. Next one is price. Price is number. It is 0. Another one is quantity. Number 0. Another one is total. Total is a function. So this function should return this dot quantity into this dot price. We need to keep that. But we want to implement later. If we want to implement later, then we just define it with a simple option. What is it? Abstract. We need to mark it as abstract. Abstract means it is later implemented, right? Because you are designing a template. Another method is what? Print. This also marked as abstract, print. The one more is there. Category name, it is a string type. These all we need to define. So we have a contract called I product and I category. We have a template called product template. So we are importing from this location. The contracts are imported and according to that we are configuring. But remember, this is an incomplete one. We need to implement the functionality. How to implement the functionality? Let's go to the component now. Contract is ready, template is ready, and we have to create a component. Let's add a new file, product component .ts. Here we have to import the template. We have to extend the template. So how to import? Import, what is it? Product template. From where? Templates. From templates, we have to import the product template. Now we have to extend. Export class. What is the class name? Product component. It extends. Extends which one? Product template. According to that name, so we will define some name. No need of mentioning data type and all. It can restrict the data type. Am I right? Suppose price I return some string, it is not allowed. That's what we learned abstraction. Huh? Right. Now, similarly, another one is quantity, some quantity, and a category name. Category name is some electronics. Electronics. Another one is total. Total is a method which should return this dot quantity into this dot price. Another we have method. What is it? Print. So print have to print all the details. Details like name is equal to this dot name. And in the next line, price is equal to this dot price. This dot price. In the next line, quantity is equal to this dot quantity. In the next line, total is equal to this dot total. Total is a function. All these details are defined. Now, this is the library we are having. Now, what we need to do, just we have to use this in our project. Now, let's create a new folder called app. In this app folder, we will create a new file index.ts. Here we want to use the product component. Just we have to import which one? Product component from library. In the library components, in the components, which component? Product. Just we have to create an object. Let TV is equal to new, which class type? Product component. That is the class name. And through TV we can access print. That's simple. This is how your application looks like, but behind this lot of library is there. That means your application is built by using components. But components will come from templates. Templates will come from contracts. It's a very big hierarchy. That means application is completely built with components. But components are derived from templates. Templates are derived from contracts. So that is how libraries are built for projects. Okay, so let's continue. So online, is it audible? Have a little bit power issue here. So is it clear now? Okay, right. Okay, so let's see. Here we imported the component and we just created an object for this component and we can access. Now, which one we have to compile? So many files are there. So you compile that index.js, automatically it will track what are the files linked and it will compile them also. This mechanism is called dependency injection. We call this mechanism as DI, dependency injection. Dependency injection is a mechanism. In this mechanism, what happens? The information that is required for any particular reference is automatically linked and imported and compiled. That mechanism is called DI, dependency injection, right? Now it uses the dependency injection and it will handle that scenario. Let's see. Let's compile this. Remember, all files are having in the library, all files are having only TS file. All of them are having only TS file. We need to compile only one app index.ts. Let's compile that. Open in integrated terminal, it will open. And here we have to use node first tsc index.ts. Then it is going to translate. It will identify all dependencies. And if for every dependency, it will find and generate a JS file. We don't need to individually compile. That means the process of tracking the dependencies, compiling those dependencies, and loading those dependencies. This mechanism is dependency injection. Many times people ask like, so is there any program for learning dependency injection? Dependency injection program. That's not a program. Dependency injection is not a program example. So anybody gives you heading dependency injection and it is one program of dependency injection. Dependency injection is present in every aspect of OOP concept. In every phase of object-oriented programming, there is a design pattern called dependency injection. Dependency injection is not a program that somebody writes and says, this is how you write dependency injection program. Dependency injection is a mechanism which is followed in object-oriented programming in various aspects. When you create an object for any class, this object can access the members of that class by using which mechanism? Dependency injection. Right? You can see here, for example, now it is ready. You just run this now. What is that? We have to run node index.js and it prints the output. Everything is working fine. You observe carefully. Currently, it is product component. Right click and you can go to definition. Go to definition. When you select go to definition, it will take you to product component. Product component is coming from which location? It is derived from product template. Now right click on product template and go to definition and it will take you to the template. This template is having these contracts and right click and go to definition. It will take you to that contracts. You can maintain multiple contract files. Here I am creating I product contract, I category contract. I can maintain this in a separate file. If I maintain this in a separate file, then I have to import that also. That means if anybody asks, can I have multiple imports? You can have multiple imports. You can have multiple import. You can import anything else. Any number of components you can import like this. Multiple templates, multiple interfaces you can import, right? So what is a module system? Module system allows to build a library for application. Our entire Angular depends on this module system. In our Angular, everywhere we have to use this module system. That means library is present, we have to import and we need to define. We have to create components, we have to import components in the same way. So you must be very strong in understanding and working with the components. This is module system. Example I will give here. In this example, what I have done, first step, add following folders. What are the folders we are adding? Contracts. Another one, templates. Another one, what is it? Components. Where to add these folders? Add following folders into library folder. So first you create a library folder and add all these folders into it. Add following folders into library folder. Okay, next, what we have to do, add a new file into contracts. Into contracts. What is that file name? Product contract.ts. Product contract.ts. Product contract.ts. In this, I will give the code. This code I will upload into class. The product contract code will be this. Okay, this I will upload into Classroom. What is another file? Next, number 3, go to templates and add, what is it? Product template.ts. In product template.ts, I need to add this. Let me copy this. This is product template.ts. Okay. Next, after that, go to components and add which one? Product component.ts. In product component, we need to import this. I will upload all this sequence. Another one is add a new folder, app, with a new file. The file is index.ts. In index.ts, this is the code. This is the code in index.ts. Now, what we have to do, we have to just compile this file. Okay. Compile index.ts. So tsc index.ts and node index.js. This is how we need to configure. This is a simple module system you need to understand. Right? Actually, this module system is available in JavaScript also. So JavaScript module systems, TypeScript module systems are similar. So currently, which module system is used internally? Which module system is used internally? Internally, it is using a module system called CommonJS. CommonJS. That is the module system. Generally, I will just show you but not necessary because you will learn in JavaScript. In JavaScript, how these module systems are used, I will just show you. It's not compulsory, just see it, because later if you are learning JavaScript, you will learn it detailedly. Okay. Suppose generally JavaScript module system means in this library folder, we have library. I'm adding a new file called, suppose the file name is some demo.js. Demo.js is a file. In demo.js file, it is a JavaScript actually. In demo.js, we create export function, and so function is hello. So it will return some statement hello. So welcome to modules in JavaScript, something. This is one function, it is available. Suppose there is another function, export function addition. This is taking A and B and it is returning A plus B. We have two functions. This is JavaScript. Huh? I'm just showing you that in JavaScript, how you learn modules. I'm just showing you the point, but you need both JavaScript and TypeScript. Huh? So in this is which file? JS file. Now this we have to use in our HTML page. So let's go to index HTML page. Here how to create. Here I will put a simple paragraph. Okay. Now here we need to import the file. So we need to import here. What is it? So here we need to define script. In this script, we have to just define import. In that import, what we have to import? So we have to import this function hello, right? And one more, which one? Addition. That means we have to define. So hello, comma, what is it? Addition. Addition from which location? Dot slash library slash demo.js. That's how we do. Now, very important. Now, this import is importing these two functions from this file, and it is using a module system. What is the default script type? Default script type is text JavaScript. But when you are using module system, you have to make it type as module. It is important to make the type as module. Now, once you make the type as module, now here we can use, suppose in this paragraph, I want to print the hello. What to do? Document dot query selector. What is it? Paragraph. Paragraph inner HTML. What is the function? Hello. That hello function is printing some message. Now, remember, we are importing the library from this location. Still that's gone. Yep. So we are importing that library from another file. Generally in JavaScript, what you do? You will link the JS file, right? You will link the JS file. Here we don't need to link the JS file. Here we have to just import the JS. And from the JS, whatever the functions are there, those functions we need to configure. And we can directly use this. Okay, so here you see now we are accessing paragraph, and here we are printing this hello. Now, when I run this, you can see it should print the message hello there. This is through a module system. Suppose in the next line, I want to print, then BR. In the next line, I want to print addition. Addition is equal to, what is the function name? Addition. Into that we are passing some values because it is expecting 20, 30. It shows that value. This is module system. Generally, you will learn this in general JavaScript. JavaScript module system works in this way. In TypeScript, I have shown you because our Angular is using TypeScript, right? But when you learn JavaScript, this is how modules you will learn in JavaScript. Same concept, only the point there, the module file name will be .js. And inside the module, you can have classes, you can have functions, you can have variables, anything. And only one additional thing, you don't need to link the script file. Without linking the script file, we have to import the script file. Import the script file and the functions from the script file, so that we can access the functions and we can use them directly here. This is a JavaScript module system example, right? Just for your understanding sake, I will give this JavaScript modules. Just one file is demo.js. In demo.js, these are the two things we kept. And we have index.html. In that we have to import and use. This is the code for JavaScript modules here. So these are all the basic things you need to understand, right? Anyhow, JavaScript modules you will learn in JavaScript. Here you need to be good with TypeScript modules. So this is all you need to understand in TypeScript in order to start working with the Angular. So finally, I will give you the summary of topics what we learned. So summary of TypeScript summary, I will give you what topics we discussed. We started with TypeScript evolution. Evolution is nothing but I told you about the history, and we discussed TypeScript features, right? And we discussed about TypeScript architecture, how TypeScript works, and we learned about TypeScript language basics. In the language basics, we have variables, data types, and operators, statements. Another concept is what? Functions. After that, we discussed about TypeScript OOP. TypeScript OOP, we learned about contracts, we learned about templates, we learned about components, we learned about polymorphism, right? Polymorphism. So, and templates means abstraction and everything will come. So we discussed about inheritance, and enums and generics. These are the options. And we discussed about TypeScript modules. These are all the concepts you need to be perfect. To learn Angular, these are the topics you need to be perfect, right? So several more concepts you will come across while learning Angular. In Angular, you will understand many of those things. So these are all the TypeScript basics everyone should know before starting with Angular. I hope everyone is clear with this. Right, now once you are good, now we can start working with Angular. That means now we will see what is Angular, how Angular works, and how to start developing application using Angular. That we'll see from tomorrow, right? From a new session tomorrow, we will start with the Angular now. Okay, once go through all these topics, you need to be perfect practically in them. Then tomorrow we will start working with Angular. Okay, right.